Greetings, greetings, family. Near and far, far and wide. On planet, off planet, in the planet. You don't know how it goes already. The nation's agreeable. Step forward, disagreeable. Step back. Simple as that. Come in, my youth.
And yeah, when you have love, anything can manifest for you. Just have gratitude. And yeah, we're back with Ladycrowne, and we don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat pop, because it's real talk. Episode 79, you know.
Ooh.
Trust me, it's been a journey.
It sure has.
Yeah, man. Anybody tapped into this video, realize that you're connecting with the divine. And trust me, greatness is coming your way because you're connecting with your higher self. But it's the consistency, and you know me, consistency is the key to victory. Keep that in your head, and you know what we're dealing with when we're talking about the love frequency. And yeah, man, big ups to all of you out there. You know what I mean? And you want me to tap in? You know me, I've got a lot of energy right now.
Oh, yeah.
Blessing of the energy centers. And one thing that's coming off my head right now, key thing, one of the key ways I was able, or shall I say I am able, to be in a 5D consciousness consistently is dealing with my shadow. Because your shadow can be your greatest villain or your greatest hero. And if you're not flipping that into the love frequency, obviously it's going to be in a hateful frequency and the lower energies. So it's so key for us to tap into our shadow, you know. You know, we're so powerful, but we've got this darkness that is blocking a lot of our consciousness. And because I've gone through the dark night of the soul, real talk, I mean, down into the nitty gritty, where it gets real sticky, I'm able now to tap in every single second. I really live by my mantra. And I hope that my energy and Ladycrowne's energy has really helped you on your journey, man, and made you realize how powerful you are, you know? You have to, also a quick message now that's just come to me. You have to align with people that are helping you on your journey, because like, trust me, like my mentor says, if it's not helping you, it's a distraction. And you know me, I'm tapped in to the laws of attraction. Big ups to all the people that tapped into that video yesterday. I really love that video there because I live by it. That's why. And also, I express my whole self. When you express your whole self, you no longer care what other people think of you. You care about what you think about yourself first and foremost, because you know for a fact that your perception is creating reality, nobody else's. And when you get to that mental state there, rotted. You be shining, baby. Just like I'm a raw. Yeah. The rising star.
For real.
There goes to all of you out there. 2 shout outs right now. Well, pass it on to Ladycrowne. Shout outs to Michelle, Queen Michelle out there again. And also shout outs to my older Master T, you know. That man really helped me on my journey. Really helped me on my journey, you know. You know, I said to Ladycrowne the other day, acknowledgement goes a long way for people, because a lot of people, they get ignored. You see me, if I didn't speak up for myself, I would have got ignored. Not by Ladycrowne, but I'm talking about society as a whole. You know, put yourself out there, man. Like Ralph said, open, you know what I mean, clear that throat chakra so you can be balanced within your chemistry. Because if you don't speak up for yourself, don't expect anybody else to do it for you. Because when you go on this journey within, you realize you got to be playing player one. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to shape your reality. You got to take your power back, baby. Trust me. And we're there with you.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. Blessings.
Yeah. Real talk, real talk, STS. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. Real talk.
Talking about.
Trust me. It's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful journey, and along any journey that anybody go on, trust me, you're gonna have highs, you're gonna have lows. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it goes. And that even wasn't supposed to rhyme. You see how it just flows? Hey! Backside.
You're barring, you know.
Yo, mate, I'm telling you. I'm going to that studio yesterday. No, but seriously, this is one of the most eventful times in modern history. Our story, Fury's story, Fidem's story. What's happening on this planet right now? Trust me. I wasn't about in 1929 and 1930s when the Wall Street crash came about. You know what I mean? And all these things were set up. Bretton Woods, 1946, whatever. Yo, me ain't there. But I mean, here now, and believe it or not, every one of us that's here now chose to come back to this planet. We chose to reincarnate. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just because your mummy and your puppy get together and have a night have passion and you come along. No, 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 no. Trust me, that's what they want you to believe. Trust me, it's spiritual, it's divine. It's or I can't even find the words in this bastardized language of ours to describe it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as I'm speaking to you now, you hear everything that I'm saying and you think you understand overs everything I'm saying, and a lot of it's going to be through presumption and assumption because I'm not speaking with using one word and giving you that one word that just defines everything that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? The one word. I'm not doing that, you know, because of the language. I was doing the quantum grammar course last night till about, I think it's about 2 o'clock this morning with the students and Judge Alex I think it's in Canada or America. No, I think it's in America. Was doing the class, and you know, one of the other students, Roland, asked whether he could just, you know, if he could just give him a babble sentence or a couple babble words, and then, you know, for him to then reconstruct those words into quantum grammar. You know, one word, one meaning. Yo, it was a little sentence like, you know, I had a problem with his car. I was saying to STS, didn't I? Took 40 minutes. 40 minutes to reconstruct that into quantum grammar, because the way it reads forwards, it also have to read backwards and mean the exact same thing.
One word, one meaning.
Trust me.
Yeah.
So everything that we speak, it's all down to us presuming and assuming this is what you mean. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're all speaking the Bible. So that's why we understand and overstand and understand the Bible, because we all speak it. It's like we all sat in we spoke fluent French. Everybody would go, oh yeah, sure, parlez-vous français, and all the rest of it. We're like, yo.
And when I said to you, it's a collective psyche.
Yes.
Collective perception that creates the language to be what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. All of it is. And when you realise, you think to yourself, you know, Alex was talking about this ha-ha moment that, you know, we should have, that everybody should have at some point, and it will come when it comes. Mine was, this is the lesson 3, and mine came last night when I realised how intense it was, and how the words that come off your tongue that just flow off, and you're thinking you're speaking eloquently, and your intellectual vibes and all the rest of it. The poison suffixes and the poison prefixes and everything that we use is poisoned. So it changes the language, it alters the language, changes a noun into an adjective or adjective. It's crazy. But because we've all been taught that system, I think it's okay. No, it's not. Trust me, it's not. And I had my ha-ha moment last night when I realised, oh my goodness, a liquid something like that could take 40 minutes to put it into quantum so it reads. And this is a judge, you know what I'm saying, who I think he was saying that he was doing some one page he was writing, which was a contract that he was writing. It took him 21 days. 21 days to write one page. And let's face it, majority of people that's at uni and they're saying, oh, I've done my dissertation, or I've done my whatever thesis, and then write how much gazillion pages. Imagine they wrote it all in Babel. Now imagine if they had to write all of that thesis or their dissertation, right? But sometimes people write, oh, what's it going to look like? But imagine if that had to be written in correct structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, performance. Imagine, this time, the next century, them still are right. That's the confusion. That's what they've done to confound the language and give us bullshit to speak, because we all speak it, we think it's okay. Just me, very, very interesting. The quantum grammar. That's what's coming. It has to come to correct the language, and everybody on the planet speaking and writing in quantum grammar. Contracts, so you know exactly what you're signing, autographing. Do you know what I'm saying? One word, one meaning. And as it is, you know what we've got, especially with the English language, it's completely screwed up, you know, in terms of what we say, how we say it, and how we have to literally think, oh, yeah, you mean this because you're saying it, you put it into this context, because you can't just use that one word, there, which there. I've got to say, oh, their house, their car, for you to realise it's the possessive there. It's a THEIR one. Yeah, okay, what I'm saying. Or over there, oh yeah, she means the THERE. You see how confusing this is? crazy. STS, what do you think about it? The language.
Well, you know what? I'm not into it as much as you, but you know David Wimiller, me, especially that you know the parts that we've been putting.
Yes.
He's the man. He's the man to tap into. You really want to get down into the nitty gritty of what's really going on with their language, because it is bastardized. It's not correct. You know.
No.
And especially in terms of the way they use it in law.
Oh my!
Because that's what it really comes down to. Because when you're just out here speaking, you just speak how you speak. But when you're dealing with the law, you're dealing with the system.
Yeah.
David Wimiller's a grandmaster, like I like to say, to really tap into. Because trust me, there's a lot of tricks and traps. Shouts to Mark Christopher out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was out there to capture you, and because you've got certain knowledge, you're able to navigate your vessel in a good way. You know,
absolutely.
To benefit you and others.
Yeah. It's absolutely, and that's why we, you know, I keep talking about Mark Christopher, David Wimble, and all of those men and women out there that are trying their best to bring forth the quantum grammar to make it correct. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To free mankind from this enslavement of a language or languages that we've been held under, you know, the spell. You go to school to teach you how to what spell. Well, witches cast spells.
And, you're actually casting a spell.
Yeah, you're casting a spell. And aren't we? Because we're so, you know, at such a young age, we're sponges. We soak it all up, and they know that because they've been studying us for centuries. They know that. That's why they want your little babies in nurseries at 6. Mind you, you just give birth, and 6 months later, you've gone back on the freaking plantation. You might be a nice, pretty office with your name on the door. It's still a plantation, and your precious, most precious, prized possession, somebody else I wipe them batty. Oh, come on. Because we've got mortgage to pay, haven't we? So we've both got to work. No.
They set up
system.
They set up a system where the children are going to be... They're going to be conditioned at a very young age, and they know about the mind and how it works. You know, 0 to 7 years old. That's when your subconscious love is at its peak. So, because they set up a system where you have to work and pay bills in order to live. Yeah. Naturally, I won't say naturally. I say you have to give up your children for a certain amount of time.
They make sure that, and guess what they're going to do? Have nurseries so you can pop them off there, drop them off at 8 o'clock in the morning, and pick them back up at 6 in the evening. Look at the length of time that you're away from your son and your daughters. You imagine? But we don't think about it because guess what? We are work prepared in nursery, look after them. And some of these people are proper deviants in those positions. Trust me. And you're defenseless, helpless. Son or daughter is put in the hands of sitting where you don't even know. You don't know their minds and their hearts. Oh, they got papers that said that they're qualified, this, that, and yo. There's qualified evil out there, fam, but then on a paperwork for sure, if they just show you through their actions, and you've got to trust, you know, that they won't do any harm to your son or your daughter. Why, I tell you.
The other thing about it is as well is that when the parents pay rent, the mother and father finishes work, they're tired, you know. So basically, when they come together with their children, they're not raising the energy. So it's a lower energy, man. You know, it really the system has really been set up for us to lose, not win. Absolutely. And when you gain certain knowledge that myself and Ladycrowne tapped into, you realize you can take your power back. Take it all back. Knowledge is power. You know, and we devour within that power. Take it all back. This women's
liberation and all this, it's rubbish. It's to mash up the family unit because they know how strong it is. Trust me, the man is going out there and doing what he do to look after his wife, his woman, and his sons and daughters. Now, when mum is at home with her sons and daughters, trust me, ain't nobody corrupting the minds and the hearts of those, but they make sure that you have to carry them, put them in a state school, state nurses, or whatever. They make sure of that. So we've got, like STS says, we have to take it all back. You have to take control of your life. You have to be able to be in a position where you decide what's going to take place in your home. You know what I'm saying? What food you eat, how you make your income. You have to make that decision. You can't do the job no more. Just over broke, you will continue to be just over broke because that's where they want us.
and it blocks your creative power
How can you create?
because you're only repeating the same thing
Over and
you know what I mean?
You know, they look at hamster on the wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the day you go look on the hamster and kin over, flat on him back, two,
Yeah.
4 little foot them up in the air, dead as pup. That's what's set up for we. And as you talk, you know what, I meant to send it to you, STS, and if you remind me, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Maxwell Chicken Batsu.
Oh,
yo,
okay.
I got video on him last night.
Okay.
Yo, a television
Yeah.
powered without no electricity.
Yeah, radio frequency.
Yeah. An helicopter that flies on 6 different types of fuel, including paraffin.
What?
Including paraffin and helicopter. And guess what? A car, the electric car, where the battery never has to be recharged.
Wow.
Yo, let me tell you something. I hear that the man is in hiding because there's been threats on his life. He was actually in some state in America and ended up in hospital for how many days, you know. Poison, them try to poison him. Now, we can see how the push is with this electric karting, and we talked about them batteries having to be charged up for 14 hours for a journey. You imagine what technology, and I mean, because he said a lot of it came from when he was sleeping, you know.
Oh,
yeah, it said like divine inspiration come to him and get up and he just start do certain things. Now, because he's not a scientist, he's not qualified with this and qualified with that. Hear what they've said to him. Everything that he's designed and developed, the powers that be won't let him patent it.
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't want you to patent it. We know why.
They want control.
Exactly. Now, listen, they've already put their big investments into certain countries to get the cobalt and the lithium for their big heavy duty batteries that when they catch fire, they can't put out. So they made their investments billions. You think they want somebody to come along and say, why? You don't really need to do that, you know, fam. Boom, put that in your car and off you go. And it just keeps charging as you drive it. You imagine that with no lithium, no cobalt in there. Let me tell you something. This is one awesome brother. But like I said, anytime you come up against their money, you better know where you are, do. Because they'll come for you. Patent? Oh, no, we're not giving you a patent. Oh, you're not qualified. You know, this young man left school at 15 years old. No, 14. Left school. And look at what he's doing. The creativity that's in us. They want to make sure that they suppress it and turn us into gibbering, quivering idiots. Because that's what they've successfully, well, to certain members of the populace have done, as we can see over the last 3 years in terms of what people have done out of fear and out of the belief in their so-called governments and leaders. You see what I'm saying? When you put them in them places, that's exactly what you do. I don't care if they get the A star B. I don't care what bullshit they get. You're robbing them of their creativity and their ability to fend for themselves, to generate their own income, to think outside of the box. You rob them of that because all they're going to do is carry on like them nyam parakeet, backside. Repeat. Monkey see, monkey do. You understand me? You're overs. You understand me?
You know what? This has come to me now. This is why, you see, when you study the subconscious, it works on repetition. This is why I get why a lot of people stay the same. You know, they don't change because they're not conscious of what they're actually doing. Exactly. They're living unconsciously. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. Remember Mark Christopher talking about mirror neurons. When somebody else smiles, you smile. Yeah. You know, we reflect each other all the time.
Absolutely.
So we're truly powerful. We can have a big effect. So when you use your conscious mind and start hacking your subconscious in a positive way, guess what? You're changing everything. Yeah. You're bending reality to work for you and others. Yeah. Instead of
creating your reality.
You're creating reality instead of allowing that agenda, that matrix programming to put you down and, you know, go down that dark path instead of being on the light.
Trust me.
So you can feel alright.
Because that's where they want you. That's where they want you. That's where they
Trust
want
me, because when you're down there, guess what? You're under hypnosis, you're under their control. Yeah. You're not tapping into your power. You're tapping into the underworld.
You're tapped out, mate.
You're tapped out with a lot of self-doubt. You got to have a lot of self-awareness.
Trust me.
Then you'll no longer be careless.
Absolutely.
You'll be fearless.
What?
Trust me, it's real life though. You got to tap in, man.
Absolutely.
Man.
That's exactly what we have to do.
And remember this year, your words are powerful. You're manifesting all the time because it's the energy behind the words, even though the language is bastardized, it's the energy.
Yeah.
So you got to speak your reality into existence. You got to say, I'm powerful. You got to say, I'm healthy. You got to say, I'm wealthy. You got to say, I'm abundant. And you got to really mean
You
this.
got to mean it.
Really feel this and realize how powerful you are, because you're creating reality. If you're saying someone's coming for you, they're going to come for you because you're putting it out there. The universe is always listening, saying, no one's coming for me. No targets on me. I'm more powerful than anybody right now within my reality. Because you are the true hero. Remember how powerful you are. Don't let anybody bring you down. Because if you do, then you're vibrating on their level. Remember that.
Absolutely.
Real life.
That's why I always used to say, ask STS, how you doing, Mum? How are you, Mum?
Yeah.
And what do I say to him? I'm truly blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, because you're manifesting, you're speaking it into existence.
You know when people say, oh, I'm all right, I'm okay.
That's not good enough, fam.
It's not good enough.
No, man.
Just like Dolores Cannon, wonderful woman that we only came across quite recently, transitioned back in 2014. Yeah, big shouts out to the Queen. There's so much that's been hidden, but everything that's been hidden in the dark has to come into the light. It's polarity. It has to happen, whether that takes a moment, a day, a week, centuries. It always comes to light, because there's far more good, loving, caring men and women on this planet than evil, wicked psychopaths. Trust me, there's far more of us than there is of them.
Outside,
absolutely. Far more. So they cannot win. Can they cause disruption? Yeah, because they have done, but they cannot win, because eventually good men and women stand up and say,
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. You look at, come up here in nature. We came up here this morning. The birds are tweeting, and you know what I'm saying. Me and STS have this conversation all the time. I said, why? Well, them just go get their twig and them make their little holes, and then you fark over this side and come down and then pick up them. Nobody's saying to them, oh, council tax due this month, dog. Nobody's saying at the checkouts, oh, it's going to cost you £105. Oh, it's 100. You know what I'm saying? The highest beings supposedly on this planet, well, obviously that's not the case, pays for everything that the universe and the creator have given to us, because a group of 13 bloodlines decide to come together and keep it all for themselves and enslave humanity. And they did it very successfully, but trust me, they rushed the last one, and that kind of like blew up in their faces. Even though there's lots of things that are taking place that people go, that don't look right to me. The 9/11 and all of them things, the Oklahoma bombings. You kind of look back at them, you think, really? This one, trust me, it's so overtly out there that you got to be, your head has got to be up in the clouds for you not to realise, wagwan. Trust me.
They made a big mistake by rushing things. Yeah. Because what you do, you back people into a corner and they start doing their own research.
Absolutely.
And that's why there's been a lot of pushback, a lot of people waking up. A lot of states in America are wide open, baby.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And I actually, like I was saying to STS the other day, I think a lot of these states will literally break up and become countries. Just look at Ron DeSantis in Florida. Just look. I mean, that man is whatever coming out of the so-called White House that's boarded up. I mean, they don't even show, New York, because I tell you, the FBI, the IRS, all boarded up and shut down. But guess what? Because the MSM aren't reporting on it, it's not so. But that's the case. Do you know what I'm saying? So everything's changed. But what they want to do is create the air of normality, whatever that is, because the normal that we've had has not been very good, has it? For a great deal of the members of the population. And speaking on that, I was watching, actually, I don't watch television, but there's a little clip on about the energy companies putting in the smart meters and literally breaking into people's houses.
Is it?
Yeah, and putting the smart meters in. That they've called a halt to that. Yeah, literally. And you know what? The most vulnerable elderly
That's
people.
mad.
You imagine elderly people sat there and they just literally break in, flinging the smart meter, and throw the key down for them and go about their
It's
business.
ridiculous.
They've had to put a hold on it. They're going to stop for the winter period and then review it. Why? Imagine your I don't know. You need to have your oxygen, yeah, because you've got COPD or whatever it is, and when the machine runs on electric. If you now have no money because you've taken it to buy something to eat, then what they're trying to say, then people have to go dead. So trust me, there's been a big kickback, and governments have said to them, no, you can't do this. I wonder why.
It's your rights, isn't it?
Exactly. You trust me. If we don't, when you push back on these people, on these demonic forces out there, trust me, they feel it. They feel the weight. I mean, the Constitution and the judicial notice that was done by Mark Kishon Christopher, the Constitution. The students that came together to complete that. It's reverberating throughout the world. How many people know about it? Yes, that not that many, but I guess that's exactly what it's doing. Because when 13 or more people come together, that is your 13th person, man or woman, is the fiduciary. That's what completes it. That's what makes it into law. That Constitution. Go on his website and become a champion. You make a donation of whatever you can afford, and they'll send you all those documents. Because I think the Patreon's like £20, $20 a month or something like that. But if you become one of the champions, which is those of us that have come together and said, look, we're going to do whatever we can to highlight what's happening, and literally hold these entities accountable for what's taking place in the world, and especially in the schools, those education camps. Because trust me, it's not right. And that judicial notice is, you have to just look at it. Trust me, he corrects everything. The word Nigeria means dead. So Niagara Falls, Niagara, that also means dead. It's all in there. And banning them from using those words. Trust me, the whole judicial system, it's corrupt. It always has been. If you're not speaking from first-hand knowledge, you cannot go into their courts and give evidence. But yet they'll send you a notice saying that a camera saw your car go through a red light or whatever. Can you go into that court and cross-examine the camera? No, you can't. It's the camera. And likewise with the so-called solicitors or barristers, whatever you told them, they are then going to go in and parrot what you've told them. So they're literally, speaking for you because you're delinquent. You can't speak for yourself. They are not speaking from first-hand knowledge. So therefore, that's not admissible. That's why you can't have these entities represent you. You've got to go and do it for yourself. Speak for yourself as a man or a woman. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't use one of those prostitutes, because that's what a solicitor is. They solicit the prostitutes, and they work for the Bar Association, which means, yeah, everybody goes in the bar afterwards and has a good drink. The judge, the prosecutor, the defense, everybody. They're all part of the same organisation.
Remember when I was saying earlier about speaking up for yourself?
Yeah.
Because trust me, without doing that, you're going to be in a state of disarray within, because there's so much going on within us. We need to release our pain. We need to stand in our power and realize that this throat chakra is so key, man. If you don't open it up, you're going to be
giving it for a reason.
Trust me, you've been given it to speak.
Yeah.
Speak your truth.
Yeah.
The most influential people out there, guess what? They spoke.
Yeah.
Real life.
They are speaking.
They speak the truth, man.
Look how they've gone after Jordan Peterson.
Because he's
Yo,
throat chakra.
the Canadian government have gone after that man. Why? Because he's chosen to speak his truth and use that throat chakra to speak the truth and tell people not to succumb to any of the tyranny that's taking place. Because the minute you acquiesce, it's over for you. Because remember, they govern by consent. So if you don't consent, then they don't govern you. It's as simple as that. And if everybody gets up en masse, then that's it. It's over for them. They realize they are running scared, and so they should be. And that takes me on to Pascal Najari, I think the man's name is. Lives in Switzerland. I think he used to be an investment banker of some sort of something to do with finance. And he filed a lawsuit against the president and the health minister in Switzerland. And guess what? The first one ever since this whole debacle started as actually going through. Yeah? the general attorney for the nation has decided to press charges, and so that's an investigation, yeah, and a prosecution of the president and the health minister for their handling of the you know what. The thing where people fling up in their body without realizing what it was because they weren't told the truth. This experimental biotype synthing, yeah. Now this is unprecedented, but you're not going to hear about it in the mainstream media. They're not going to cover it. A president and a health minister and two of the other names have been held in what they call sealed, so they're not been revealed yet. And a lot of people, Cliff I was talking about it, that it might be on the back of the Thai royal family. His daughter, only 44, she get 3 of them. She's now in a coma, and it's not looking good for her. Let's put it that way. And the information has gotten through to her father as to what it is that's caused her to, have I think she had a heart attack and went into a coma. From all accounts, the Thai royal family aren't very happy. They are looking at nullifying the contract that they had with the one beginning with P and ending with R. When they do that, and if they do that, then they will actually be able to recoup every penny that government spent on that. I don't know what to call it.
Bang boogie.
Bang bang boogie.
That
so guess what? Because remember they got immunity from everything. This is rushed and so therefore it's authorized under emergency. Blah blah blah. So it can't sue it. But guess what? Yes, you can, because everything they told you about it was a lie. They'd said, and I heard many times it was said, safe and what? Effective. Oh yeah, safe and effective.
Safe is a code word.
Exactly.
Got to realise we're dealing with.
You better know.
A lot of illusions that create confusion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So watch that one and go and have a look. Trust me, because that is big deal. Then we had an MP in the UK, Esther McVeigh, who asked the question, which is good to hear, because it's not just Andrew Bridgen. And big shouts out to Andrew Bridgen. Now start talk about the man, because trust me, took 2 of them bam bam boogies and realised what was going on and decided to speak out. They took the whip away from him, but guess what? He's getting more views on his Twitter and on its other channels. Exactly. So, but shouts out to Esther McVeigh, who stood up and asked the question, about what's the elephant in the room that I've been talking about for a long time. The excess demise and death of people in the UK. It was acknowledged, but the acknowledgement was, yes, I think it was Maria Caulfield, her name was. She acknowledged that this was the case, but it was, I think what they tried to do, I think Chris Whitty tried to say that it's because, during the times of the scamdemic, people weren't able to get their meds, the blood pressure tablets and their heart tablets, etc., etc. So as a result of that, years down the road, that's why people are checking out more than because she actually showed the facts and figures, and that wasn't the truth. So the minister decided to say, well, yes, they acknowledge it, but it's the same in Ireland, and it's the same in Wales, and it's the same in Europe. Well, she said that there needs to be an investigation and an inquiry into why that is, not the fact that it's been happening elsewhere. And we know why it's happening elsewhere in the world, don't we? Because everybody had the what? The bang bang boogie. You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
No.
Yeah, just
everybody was offered the bang bang boogie. Now, if you're under 50, you won't be given it in this country. You're not saying over 50, well, I feel sorry for you. Don't take that shit. Because that's exactly what it is, a poison. Yeah? So it just shows you how these people politicians lie, parlay speak, men lies. They speak, and that's what you're going to get from them. Do you know what I'm saying? But I know, people said, oh, I can't see what that, you're saying this and that, but there's nothing in the mainstream media. The mainstream media is dead.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The mainstream media is dead. You better know that. Go alternative, and it's all out there for you. And I'm telling you, you'll see things that you'll go, what in God's name? Listen, even those of you out there that have taken the bang bang boogie, yeah, there's still things that you can do, but you need to acknowledge that, oh my God, I was tricked, I was lied to, I was coerced, whatever the situation, you did what you done. You can't undo it, but what you can do is try and help your body survive longer than, what they've got planned for you.
This is proven in science. I got it off one of the peats that me and Ladycrowne tapped into, that if your body's alkaline, you have less spike proteins. And this is done by these lot, If you're more acidic, you produce more spike proteins within your system.
More
if you took the
inflammation.
bam bam boogie.
Yeah.
So it's key to cleanse your body, alkaline it, and then you got more chance. You got much more chance.
A lot more.
Of surviving longer.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, alkaline your body, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have to also hold those responsible accountable for what's happened to you or happening to you. A lot of people have been left permanently disabled by this. Permanently, can't go back to work, can't do nothing. Young men and women as well, you know what I'm saying? So you have to make them accountable for what they've done. Yeah? You can't keep supporting your local authorities with whatever you support them with when they're the ones that are pushing this on you. You have to let them know. Send them the liability notices. You haven't even got to go, oh, what shall I put on the notice? They're there for you. SaveUsNow.org. Go onto their website. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's protocols that they can give you, or not actually give you, but tell you what you need in order to mitigate those things that are going off in the body. And the last time, one of the videos that Mark Steele put out, there was some people coming together that were talking about actually being able to use something to draw this, antenna thing, to draw it up. So it sat on the surface of the skin so they could actually remove it. Do you get what I'm saying? So all of those things are possible, but if you're not reaching out and telling your family and friends that have sort of like done this thing and boy, yeah, check this out because this is something that could possibly help you, then all we're going to see is more and more excess. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I think they're saying it's about 1,000. Mark Steele was saying it's something in the region of 5,000 excess. They're just, whatever they give you, you better multiply it by 5 or 10 because it's never the true figure. So that, if that's the case, just imagine if people don't wake up and start doing something to mitigate what's going off in the body. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Okay.
I feel a lot lighter now, my youth. I really do.
Because trust me, self-expression.
Absolutely.
It's so key for us, because if you hold things within, it's going to create internal warfare. Your life. Yeah. Got to be aware. Like I like to say, that man just there.
Trust me. If you want to see the parliamentary, it wasn't a debate, but the woman that spoke, the MP Esther McVeigh, then Dr. John Campbell, his YouTube channel, he covered it very, very well actually. So just check it out and see it for yourself. Believe you me, things are changing in ways that. Why? I mean, I don't know. Just all I can say.
It's going to be incredible.
Absolutely.
Trust me, we're going to be manifesting greatness because we're speaking it into existence and we're taking action. Trust me, we're going to be manifesting greatness.
Absolutely.
And we're doing it every day. Every single day we're doing this. Real life.
Yeah. There was a clip that I saw recently, a couple of days ago actually. It didn't say where it was, but it was on Mark Steele's channel. And there's a stadium with 80,000 people, and they were all just saying, Yeshua.
Raising that energy.
80,000 of me. One accord. Trust me.
Coming together.
The galactical beings are here. They've always been here. They've always been here. You now need to access them. You know what I'm saying? Speak it into existence and it will manifest.
Yeah, trust me.
Believe me.
There's dimensional beings around us because I'm tapped into certain frequencies. I know. I tell Ladycrowne sometimes, it's something. Trust me, because it's about your level of consciousness, and if you're raising your energy, you're able to perceive more. This is why Penny Kelly's able to see lights on fruits and veggies. Why? Because she's got a higher consciousness. We're truly powerful, but we only can really tap into our power when we activate our spirit. That Kundalini energy. We all got it in us, but most of it's dormant, suppressed in our lower emotions, in our lower centers. Always stuck in survival and fear. You know, this is why they love people in fear, because they know you're powerless.
Oh, easy
When you're in fear,
things,
you're
mate.
powerless. Trust me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Come
that's
on, you
beautiful.
wrap it up.
Yeah, man. It's a flip. No rehearsal, no script, no acting going on. That's what we're dealing with out here. And yeah, everything's hidden in plain sight. All you got to do is tap into the right frequency, and that's love, baby. Oh yeah. And yeah. Keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals, because we're there with ya.
Spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis. Stay bliss. And yeah, STS and Ladycrowne over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.
Peace.